What if I told you there is an animal that can survive being frozen, boiled, crushed by pressure, dried until it's almost dust, and even blasted by the vacuum of space? Not in a movie. Not in science fiction. Right here. On Earth. It doesn't run. It doesn't hunt. It doesn't roar. It looks like a tiny, chubby alien bear. And yet, it might be the toughest animal ever discovered. This is the tardigrade, the creature that refuses to die. Tardigrades are also known as water bears or moss piglets. They're usually less than 1 millimeter long, so small you need a microscope to see them clearly. They live almost everywhere, in oceans, in freshwater, in soil, and even in the moss growing on your roof. At first glance, they look harmless, almost cute. But behind that silly, slow-moving body is one of the most extreme survival systems nature has ever created. If Earth had a last survivor, a true biological champion, the tardigrade would be one of the top contenders. Tardigrades are not rare. In fact, you're probably closer to one than you think. They live in moss, lichen, soil, sand, and sediments at the bottom of lakes and oceans. Some live on mountain peaks. Others live in the deepest parts of the sea. Wherever there is even a little bit of water, tardigrades can exist. Most of the time, they live quiet, simple lives. They eat plant cells, algae, and tiny microorganisms. They move slowly. They don't fight. They don't hunt like predators. And yet, when the world turns hostile, they do something no other animal can do quite like them. When conditions become deadly, when there is no water, extreme cold, extreme heat, or intense radiation, the tardigrade doesn't try to escape. It shuts down. Its body curls into a tiny dry ball called a ton. In this state, it loses almost all the water in its body. Its metabolism drops to nearly zero. It becomes, for all practical purposes, not quite alive, but not dead either. In this form, a tardigrade can survive, being frozen close to absolute zero, being heated to temperatures that would kill almost any animal, extreme pressure, even thousands of times greater than at sea level, intense radiation, and even the vacuum of space. Years can pass, decades, potentially even longer. And when water finally returns, the tardigrade wakes up, crawls away, and continues life as if nothing happened. This isn't just theory. Scientists have actually sent tardigrades into space, exposed them directly to cosmic radiation and the vacuum outside Earth's atmosphere. Most animals would die instantly, but many tardigrades survived. After returning to Earth and being rehydrated, they moved again, ate again, lived again. They didn't just survive space. They ignored it. In a universe that kills almost everything, the tardigrade found a loophole. So how does something so small do something so impossible? Part of the answer lies in special proteins inside their cells. When they dry out, these proteins form a kind of protective glass-like shield around important structures like DNA. This prevents the cells from collapsing, breaking, or being destroyed by radiation and extreme conditions. Some tardigrades even have unique proteins that protect their DNA from damage. It's like having a built-in repair and armor system at the microscopic level. Instead of resisting damage the way we do, they avoid damage altogether by pressing pause on life itself. Here's the important truth. Tardigrades are not truly immortal. They can still die. They can be eaten. They can be crushed. They can fail to recover if conditions are too extreme or last too long. But compared to almost every other animal on Earth, they are absurdly, ridiculously hard to kill. They don't conquer the world by strength. They don't dominate by speed or intelligence. They survive by refusing to play by the normal rules of life. Tardigrades aren't just a curiosity. They might help shape the future of science. Researchers study them to understand how cells can survive extreme dehydration, how DNA can be protected from radiation, how life might survive on other planets, and how we might improve long-term preservation of cells, tissues, or even organs. In a way, the tardigrade is a living instruction manual for extreme survival. A tiny animal, teaching us how to cheat death. If a creature like this can exist on Earth, what else could exist out there? Tardigrades changed how scientists think about the limits of life. They proved that life doesn't just adapt to comfortable environments. Sometimes, it adapts to the impossible. They are proof that survival doesn't always mean being the strongest, fastest, or smartest. Sometimes, survival means being able to wait. hidden in moss, invisible to the naked eye, ignored by almost everyone. And yet, possibly the toughest animal on this planet. The tardigrade doesn't rule the world. It doesn't need to, because long after disasters, extinctions, and catastrophes, when almost everything else is gone, there's a good chance this tiny, strange, indestructible creature will still be there, waiting,